The stage is set for the colourful reed dance this weekend. This cultural practice mirrors a proud moment where young maidens voluntarily choose to display their commitment to sexual abstinence. And this year's celebration includes a multi-layered program that will delve into equipping young girls with a buffet of skills and career guidance, all with the aim to arm them with necessary tools to deal with social ills affecting the youth at large. So we are going to be again in conversation with Professor Sihawukele Ngubane. He's an academic and a cultural expert from the University of Kwazulu-Natal to weigh in further. Prof, a very good morning to you once again. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, we were in conversation with you a little earlier on. We've just welcomed our SABC2 viewers. And so for context's sake, perhaps you could just unpack the origin story once again, perhaps also juxtaposing modern times with the Zulu traditions at large.
No, thank you very much for inviting me once again. And I think I must just recap on what I said earlier during our brief interview, that it started in the early 20th century as one of preservation of the culture and also keeping the girls pure. And this is the main reason for preserving the pride of our nation, because women are seen as a pride of the nation. So this is why this was initiated. But after the initiation of this practice in 1940, which started in Eswatini, it fell off the way and it was forgotten until in 1991 when the late King Zwelithini revived it in KwaZulu-Natal after observing the ceremony from Eswatini. Eswatini is a culmination of Umkhosi custom. That's why we copied most of the practices from there. And it continued in Eswatini because it was not affected by the regime of the past. But here, it was violated because there were so many critics saying that it violates women's rights, and everyone was against it. But now we feel that it is very important to address the social ills, and also it is a platform for the gender-based violence teachings and prevention, because there are people who are minders of the maidens who are trained and are qualified to help the young girls. But later when we spoke, we were looking at the challenges of modernization and urbanization, because the lifestyles have changed and people feel that we must move forward because all the traditional practices are viewed as primitive. So I think that is the main challenge that threatens this traditional practice.
And so, Prof, because we are in Heritage Month, perhaps you could speak to the importance of preserving our heritage and also just cultural preservation at large for our nation, social cohesion, nation building as well.
And also indigenous knowledge,
yes.
Because we are moving away from what our predecessors used to do. And there is always a feeling that we want to go back to our roots. And if we don't have cultural events like this one, we will soon forget what this event stood for. And having this annual event is a reminder to where we are coming from. That is why we are saying we are celebrating our heritage, because this is part of the cultural heritage which has been transmitted from generation to generation. And keeping this event alive, it helps us to revive our pride and our identity as African people.
Prof, the Ideology of traditionalism coming to the fore, the power of the monarchy as well. Perhaps you could unpack that a little bit further, given, some of the dynamics that have unfolded within it over the past few years. But I also just want to look at that educational aspect, gender rights, HIV/AIDS awareness. There's also upskilling girls at large, with tackling the scourge of GBV. Talk to us about the significance of that, particularly in 2024.
Yeah, the event has faced some challenges before, because people feel that it's a traditional stereotype, but the main purpose of the event is to honor the tradition and to honor the monarch for preserving this ceremony. So Umhlanga is a way of respect for the king and respect for the tradition, and also for observing the cultural heritage. So the challenges that we have witnessed, like people involved in bus accidents and stuff, and also some of the challenges of organizing. It's a very challenging thing to bring thousands and thousands of people together. So some of the challenges that are there cannot be managed properly, but they do try to manage it.
Prof, let me come in there as well, because I actually want to also look at Umhlanga songs and symbols that come to the fore. The handing over of the reed, the chastity songs, the Gia songs, the Umhlanga symbols as well. For those who are not privy to what's happening or don't understand the significance, perhaps you could unpack that a little bit further.
Yeah, maybe let me start from the whole background of Umhlanga and the importance of Umhlanga, which is a reed. We believe that people migrated from Africa, Central Africa, through the reed bed, Isilulu. It's called Isilulu. They were floating through the rivers because they were looking for greener pastures. And it is believed that the nation is built out of a reed. That is why when we refer to the monarch, we say Uhlanga lomhlabathi. Uhlanga it comes from Umhlanga, which is a reed. It means the existence of the African people themselves. They came through Isilulu, and Umhlanga stands for the tradition and the African identity. So bringing Umhlanga to the fore and presenting to the king is an honor that the king exists and the king is respected. I think that's where I think we should bring the context to the importance of the reed. And the reed symbolizes purity. So when the girl has lost a virginity,
yes,
it is believed that the reed breaks.
Yes.
Because when you take this single reed and present it to the king, it must be in the same shape as you took it from the river.
All right.
And if it falls and breaks, it means your virginity is broken. So you cannot take a chance and go and present. And also the minders who look after the girls, they know, because some of them have undertaken the virginity testing and they are issued with certificates. So you cannot take a shortcut.
Yes,
and
Prof.
The purity of Umhlanga means the purity of the maiden.
Well, Prof, I know that the day is well underway, and we'll continue to bring rolling coverage on the SABC. Thank you for your time once again. I'm going to leave the conversation there for now. Prof Ngubane really chatting to us about the rich cultural heritage, the significance of the reed dance, in fostering social cohesion, nation building, and also just promoting indigenous knowledge systems at large. Again, thank you to him for joining us at this hour.